From the Department of National Defense, we have Secretary Gilberto C. Teodoro Jr. From the Philippine Center on Transnational Crime, we have Executive Director Anthony Alcantara. From the Philippine National Police, we have Police General Romel Francisco Di Marbil, Police Major General Nicolas De Loso Torre III, Police Brigadier General Jean Fajardo. So from the Department of Interior and Local Government, Secretary Juanito Victor C. Remulla.
Yes, thank you very much. And pursuant to Section 2 of the Rules of Procedure governing inquiries in aid of legislation, granting the Senate Committee the power to initiate inquiries if the matter is within its competence, the Committee on Foreign Relations hereby called this inquiry in aid of legislation to discuss the following. 1. The clarification of the involvement and the roles of the International Criminal Court, the International Criminal Police Organization, and the various government agencies in the arrest of former President Rodrigo R. Duterte. Number 2, confirmation that measures were taken to ensure that the rights of former President Duterte under domestic laws and relevant treaties were properly protected throughout the process. And number 3, that such other matters that may aid the committee in crafting necessary legislation on the coordination between Philippine authorities and international tribunals and law enforcement organizations. Having stated the agenda, I invite you to join me view the video clips collected during the incident.
Good morning, roll po. Ano pong, listen, sir, give me anong plano lang, plano?
Salubungin na namin dyan.
Yung warrant, sir, si Sir
Hindi
John.
may taga-PCTC. May Interpol.
Interpol.
Yes, sir.
So kayo ang lead, sir?
Yes, sir, yes.
Kumusta ba siya? Sige, sige, sige.
So, you will just have to quit. Kung hindi ako papayag, kung kakampi ka dyan sa mga puti, you better go back to them and have the legal, I am a citizen of this country, the former president, and you show me a piece of paper and you're asking me to go with you. That is serious illegal detention.
Former President Rodrigo Duterte cries out illegal detention at Villamor Air Base after he was served an arrest warrant from the International Criminal Court. The former president was arrested upon his arrival at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport on Tuesday, March 11. Duterte's arrest came amid a case before the International Criminal Court for alleged crimes against humanity during his administration's war on drugs.
War against the court of law. And I want to ask you, sir, if you understand this right. I thought coming from you is very clear. Now that they were asking, sir, for the basis of the warrant, the ICC issued a warrant pursuant to Article 25(3)(a) of the statute for crimes against humanity and pursuant to Article 7(1)(a) of the same statute for murder. Who reads zero? Who reads This is a position. Ulitin natin ulit siya. Sandali muna. Square one. The real saying, I place the former president under arrest. The issue is for you to choose the leader to accompany PRRD. To pass them. And you will chartered light one.
Our president. Sir, we need to know whose information, where you are bringing.
Wala sa Greek ko
Sabihin nyo kung saan siya dalahin.
Just invoke Article 59. Bakit hindi yan magawa-gawa?
Sorry, we do this one.
Precisely the point that I'm saying. That's precisely the right to counsel is something that has to be observed and respected. Tanungin ko kayo, anong kasalanan ko? Matanungan. Sino, nandito ka ganun. Sino, tanungin kita, anong kasalanan ko?
Hihilahin ko yan. Hihilahin ko yan. Ako maniwala ka, hihilahin ko yan. Ako maniwala. Pero hihilahin ko yan. It's separated.
You have to bring me away.
Ang anak mo pupunta dito.
Yes, sir. Hindi pa pasok yan.
Hindi ninyo, ikaw,
Yes, sir. Upon my order.
pinipili mo napasok.
Yes, sir. Upon my order.
Sabi ko, ang abogado ko, ang anak ko na babae,
They can visit you at your detention center.
Hindi nila ako pinapapasok dito sa airbase. Nakiusap ako kung pwedeng makausap ko personal si former President Rodrigo Duterte para mabigyan ko siya ng instructions and then makabigay din siya ng instructions sa si General Marvin daw ang in charge ng buong Villamor Military Air Base. Saan ka ba naman nakahanap ng military airbase na chief PNP ang in charge at siya ang nagsasabi kung sino ang pwedeng pumasok at hindi pumasok.
But you're the second highest official dito sa ating bansa. Pero parang pamumulitin ko ito.
Alright? Oo. Very much pamumulitika ito. Kahit ang ibang bansa nagsalita na.
Ikaw mo ba nagplano ng lahat ng ito?
hindi naman. Ito si group effort, Secretary Chidoro is there, Secretary Agnes and the President.
Maraming salamat. Ito po ang napanood ng buong bansa at ang tanging tanong, bakit natin isinuko ang isang kapwang Pilipino? Kung ang iyong kapatid ay inuusig, ipapasa mo ba sa kamay ng iba? Kung ang iyong ama o di kaya ang iyong lolo pa, matanda na, may sakit, kinakalagkad palabas ng inyong tahanan, manunood ka ba na parang wala lang? Ganito ang nangyari ngayon. Isinuko natin si Rodrigo R Duterte sa dayuhan na para bang wala siyang sariling bayan, na para bang hindi na natin kayang humusga sa sarili nating tahanan. Here we are watching as a fellow Filipino, a leader, a father, a grandfather, a man who served this country is taken not by his own people, but by outsiders who claim the right to judge him. Sabi nila, batas ang dapat manaig. Tama. But whose law? Ours or theirs? Since when did the Philippines become a province of The Hague? Kung kaya nilo itong gawin sa isang dating Pangulo, sino na lang ang susunod? If they can march into our house and take one of our own, what stops them from doing it again and again? To you, to me, to any of us. What protection can we guarantee our OFWs eking out a living overseas? This is bigger than Duterte. This is about our dignity as Filipinos. Ngayon pa lang ito nangyari sa buong kasaysayan ng Pilipinas. Pero paano kung mauulit? Paano kung sa susunod, ibang Pilipino naman ang kinaladkad papalabas? The Senate will seek answers, and if there is indeed wrongdoing, we will make certain to put up safeguards so this never happens again. We are not here to fight, least of all, to fight each other. We are here to find the truth. Because a country that does not demand answers will always be at the mercy of those who dictate the questions. Ang hustisyang ipinapataw ng dayuhan ay hindi hustisya. Ito ay pang-aalipin. Ito ay pagkontrol. At mga kababayan ko, hindi tayo alipin. Tayo ay Pilipino. At kung Pilipino ka, hindi mo kailanman isusuko ang iyong kapwang Pilipino. Hindi mo isusuko ang iyong pagiging Pilipino. We call on Senator Bongo, who also has a preliminary statement.
Good day, Madam Chair, distinguished colleagues, to the resource persons present in this hearing. Ang pangunahing tanong ko po sa hearing na ito, paano at bakit tayo umabot sa ganitong sitwasyon? Meron naman tayong umiiral na hustisya sa bansa, meron naman tayong sariling mga batas at korte. Bakit pinayagan po ng gobyerno na nakipin po ang isang Pilipino sa sarili nating bayan? Kami na pong karamdaman, si Tatay Digo. Sino ba namang 8 years old na walang gamot na iniinom at walang karamdaman? Yun po ang aking kinakatakot sa ngayon, ang kanyang kalusugan at ang kanyang kaligtasan. Kaya hindi ko po maintindihan bakit hindi pinayagan ng mga pulis ang doktor na makita siya. Okay na po ako, hindi niyo po ako pinapasok. Ilang beses po akong nakiusap. Pwede ba akong pumasok, sumunod? Pinababa nga ako sa sasakyan eh. Hindi po ako pinapasok dun sa Villamor Airbase. Pero nakiusap po ako na unahin na lang po yung doktor niya at yung ambulansya. Lahat naman may constitutional right to seek medical attention when needed. Lahat ng Pilipino, dating presidente man o normal na mamamayan, lahat ay may karapatan na masiguro ang kalusugan at kaligtasan. Nakakalungkot na isang bagay na ating ipinaglaban para sa Pilipino, hindi maibibigay po sa dating Pangulo na minamahal ng marami. Ganyan ba po ang dapat na trato sa taong minahal ng bayan at minahal din ng taong bayan? Madam Chair, mataas po ang aking respeto sa kapulisan. Lalo na po sa mga babae, mataas po ang aking respeto sa kanila. Noong nakaraang administrasyon, nanumbalik ang respeto ng ating mga kababayan sa kapulisan. Taas noo po ang ating kapulisan, ang ating mga sundalo. As its highest ang respeto sa PNP. Imbis na umunlad, bigla tayong umurong. OFWs, pinapauwi natin. Noon, ginagawa natin ang paraan. In fact, dating Pangulong Duterte, sumusulat yan sa mga king o sa leader ng ibang bansa para makauwi. And even nagre-raise tayo ng blood money para makauwi lang yung mga kababayan natin. Pero bakit baliktad niya? Bakit isinuko po ang sarili nating lahi? Hindi ko lubusang matanggap na siya ay nililiti sa ibang bansa gayong siya ay isang Pilipino. Sabi ko nga, para sa akin, Pilipino po ang dapat humusga sa totoong sitwasyon sa bansa. As I said, March 11 was indeed the saddest day in our history. Sana po, hindi na po ito maulit. Marami pong nasaktan na Pilipino. Salamat po.
Maraming salamat sa aking kasama, Senator Bongo. We assure you that this is no time for heroics. We are determined to get the truth. Umpisahan na lang natin kasi medyo komplikado yung ating proseso. umpisan muna natin yung order, ano? Tapos, kung pwede, sumabat na lang kayo, kikilalanin kita kaagad-agad.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Maraming salamat. Okay, at this juncture, I call on the committee secretary to administer the oath to our resource persons.
Kindly stand and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this proceeding. Thank you. You may now sit.
Yes, marami pong salamat. Napakaraming cabinet member po rito, mga secretary, mga napakatataas na mga opisyal ng ating pamahalaan. Can we say that as secretaries and high government officials, you are the alter egos of the President, particularly those in the cabinet? Tama po ba yun?
That is correct.
Thank you. And as you are all in the executive branch, can we say you are bound by the words and statements?
For the President.
Thank you. May I recall a clip derived from 18 February 2023. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. said the following, and the clip is here.
Po sila dito, pero mag-turista lang sila.
I'm sorry, this seems to be an earlier statement, 2022.
Nawa ko sa ICC, the ICC is there pagka walang judiciary na nag-ooperate sa isang bansa. Dahil nagkagera, dahil nasira lahat, when the economy has collapsed, etc., etc., for whatever reason. Diyan papasok ang ICC. We have a functioning judiciary. And that's why I do not see the need for a foreigner to come and do the job for us, to do the job for our judicial system. Our judicial system is perfectly capable of doing that. And it also raises a great many questions about jurisdiction and sovereignty. What is their jurisdiction to come here into the Philippines and conduct an investigation? Is that not a violation of our rights as a sovereign nation in the community of nations? Those questions need to be answered before they can be allowed in any investigation.
Senator Bongbong, maraming salamat.
Oh my, that went very quickly. Maraming
salamat. Thank you for your time. God bless you.
No. You have misread it. We do not cooperate with the ICC. That is the position of this government.
Pero sa nirad notice po ng Interpol, we will be obliged to participate.
As Secretary Remulla explained before, we have obligations to Interpol, and we have to live up to those obligations.
And therefore, the Interpol.
Okay, let me say this for the 100th time. I do not recognize the jurisdiction of ICC in the Philippines. I consider it as a threat to our sovereignty. Therefore, the Philippine government will not lift a finger to help any investigation that the ICC conducts. However, as ordinary people, they can come and visit the Philippines. Pero hindi kami tutulong sa kanila. In fact, binabantayan namin sila, making sure that hindi sila that they do not come into contact with any agency of government. And if they are contacting agencies of government, nasasabihin yung whatever, policeman, local government, sabihin nyo, wag nyo sasagutin. Yun ang sagot natin, that we do not recognize your jurisdiction, therefore we will not assist in any way, shape, or form any of the investigations that the ICC is doing here in the Philippines.
Okay, thank you, sir.
That's it? All right.
Okay. On the 18th of February, the President said, my position has not changed. I've stated it often, even before I took office as President, that there are many questions about ICC's jurisdiction and that we here in the Philippines regard as an intrusion into our internal matters and a threat to our sovereignty. Does the DFA agree with this statement? Anyone from the DFA, please?
Chair, good morning.
Yes, you recognize, Yusek.
Yes, thank you.
Well, as I speak right now, the Philippines is not a member of the ICC. And the DFA defers to the Department of Justice as the implementing agency when it comes to cooperation on ICC matters. Madam Chair.
Yes, so to the best of your knowledge and in the consideration of the DFA, we are not a member of the ICC.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And the DOJ, having been referred to, may I call on Secretary Remulla, please, to clarify this issue.
We are not members of the ICC, ma'am. So, whatever relationship we have with the ICC is on an arm's length basis if we have to talk to them. But we have never spoken to them.
I'm sorry, Secretary, I didn't hear you. Whatever relationship we have,
It's on an arm's length basis, meaning very transparent if ever. But we have never spoken to them.
arm's length.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have had contact even at
No, ma'am.
arm's length?
We do not have any contact. What we're saying is we are very transparent about what we do, and we have never had any contact with the ICC.
So you uphold the statement of the President saying that the ICC has no jurisdiction here in the Philippines. Is that correct?
Ma'am, jurisdiction of the ICC is throughout the world. We belong to a community of nations
Regardless
that is
of those
tied
who are
together by a legal system called international humanitarian law. It is something adopted by more than 150 countries in the world. International humanitarian law, which became a law in 2009 or 2010. And that law, that domestic law, is what we adhere to in this case.
Are you referring to RA 9851?
Yes, ma'am.
Because you indicated the date of 2009, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So therefore, we are not members of the ICC.
We are not members of the ICC since President Duterte withdrew our membership in 2018, effective 2019.
Okay. That being the position of the DILG, I assume that Secretary Remulla in the DILG also maintains the same.
Yes, ma'am. I defer to the wisdom of the Department of Justice.
And the PNP, General Marbil, please.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Thank you. If that is therefore an unqualified yes, and you are in agreement with the President that the ICC has no jurisdiction whatsoever, what was the DOJ referring to as the ICC's jurisdiction in the Philippines being different from us being a member? What is the distinction, please?
Ma'am, the ICC tries people for individual crimes, not states. So the Philippines, as a state, cannot be called upon by the ICC to do something for them. But when the ICC is running after individuals who are Filipino citizens, then that obligation becomes another kind of obligation.
So that therefore, the Senate ratification of the ICC at the time that it was ratified is of no weight. Regardless, you will fall under the jurisdiction of the ICC, under
Well, for individuals-
international.
Yes, madam.
That is your belief, DOJ.
Yes, madam. When there are individuals being asked by the ICC to explain, it is another matter. As a state is different from an individual. We all know that we have to.
I think that's
the individuals being charged by the ICC will have to face the ICC.
I'm perplexed. The DFA made it very clear that as we withdrew, we are no longer a state party to the treaty. And now you're saying that we can nevertheless fall under the ICC, under the generic rubric of international humanitarian law. So it doesn't matter whether you sign or do not sign.
Yes,
whether you
ma'am.
ratify
It doesn't
or
matter,
not
ma'am.
ratify.
It doesn't
makes no
matter.
difference.
That doesn't make any difference anymore.
Are you certain?
I'm certain.
Okay, Attorney Saret, please, from DFA. Is that the position of the DFA?
Madam Chair, I concur with my USEC, the current acting SFA, that as far as we are concerned, we're no longer members of the ICC.
And as non-members, can we possibly fall under the jurisdiction of the ICC under the rubric of international humanitarian law? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, I think, because we, under the,
What's the use of signing or ratifying a treaty if it bears no weight?
I defer, ma'am, to Secretary Remulla.
May I?
This one, ma'am.
I think it's your purview, your DFA.
Yes, ma'am. But yes, ma'am, technically you're no longer a member of the ICC, but we might be obligated under residual jurisdiction as what the Supreme Court in one case already mentioned, that we still have residual jurisdiction. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, to the executive, the president has said, as he said for the 100th time, that we are not under the ICC. Why is the SOJ now saying that we are nevertheless, somehow, in some miraculous way, under the rubric of the international humanitarian law, still under its jurisdiction?
Your Honor, it is not the Philippines that is under the jurisdiction. It is the individuals who are charged by the ICC, which is under the jurisdiction. There is a distinction, ma'am.
Please explain.
As non-members of the ICC, and as a state, the ICC has no jurisdiction over us as a country. But over the individuals who may have committed crimes that violate international humanitarian law, that is a universal value being held by the whole world today. That people cannot cross borders and hide behind boundaries so that they can run away from the law. International humanitarian law is something adopted. The principles are adopted by more than 150 countries throughout the world, Your Honor.
Are you of the position, therefore, that international humanitarian law, as you said, is customary law? Is that the consideration?
It is already customary law now. As we speak, it has become customary law throughout the world.
Are you aware that procedural and admin matters do not form part of customary law? Surely, the Secretary is well aware that procedural and administrative matters will still have to comply with the laws of the land.
Of course, Madam, this goes without saying.
Okay, thank you. Let me just pursue the question of the international humanitarian law being customary law. Since procedural and administrative matters do not fall under customary law, ICC processes, therefore, are not part and parcel.
Madam Chair, the distinction of the ICC process of issuing a warrant of arrest is something accepted through a treaty, the International Police Organization.
You have just contradicted yourself, sir. You said it was customary, and now you're saying it's by treaty.
We can be very technical about it, ma'am.
Sorry.
But we can be very technical about it if you wish to be. But the fact is, it is our accession to the Interpol which made all of this possible.
We will go to the Interpol later. Let us discuss the ICC at this juncture. So, while I will go with you for the sake of argument that the IHL, or International Humanitarian Law, has now become accepted as part of international customary law, I am unable to accept that ICC processes and administrative procedures as well are now part of customary law. I don't think so.
The processes are not part of customary law. We have our own administrative processes. If you ask me about this, Madam, we can say that the IHL is the domestic law that we follow in recognizing the warrant of arrest issued against Rodrigo R. Duterte.
Which domestic law and process did,
Republic Act 9851, Your Honor.
as mentioned previously?
Yes, as mentioned previously, and within the provisions allows us two options, either extradition or surrender. We chose the executive mode, which is surrender.
We will go to that later, but at this juncture, Therefore, I get an acceptance from the Secretary that, in fact, the processes that should have prevailed should have been those stipulated under RA 9851 or our own local law.
We follow the process, ma'am.
Thank you. So that's correct. On the same day, if I may proceed, the President also said, I do not see what its jurisdiction is, referring once again to the ICC. Can we bring back the video? I think there is a statement there. I feel that we have in our police and judiciary a good system. We do not need assistance from any outside entity. Again, as part of the executive department, you have subscribed to this view, I assume.
Yes, madam.
So to clarify, the statement means that the President was not recognizing the jurisdiction of the ICC over the crimes allegedly committed by the former President. Is that correct?
We do not recognize the jurisdiction of the ICC over our country. What we recognize is the jurisdiction of the ICC over individuals who may have violated international humanitarian law by committing murder and other heinous crimes.
What the President said is that there is no jurisdiction over the crimes committed by the former President.
Well,
because we have a functioning police and judiciary system. Unless you submit that we don't.
Submit that we don't what, ma'am?
That we don't have a functioning police force.
We have a functioning
or
police
a
force.
judiciary.
We have a judiciary. But what we are dealing with here is crimes committed 14 years ago to 2019. We're talking about a timeline, Your Honor, that we were not even here yet, and that it is very hard. Ma'am, may I continue?
Yes, carry on.
Well,
yes.
it is very difficult for us. We made our
No, the
commitments.
President made it very clear.
We made our commitments to the United Nations that we would investigate all of these crimes committed during the drug war. And it was not a very easy task, ma'am, because the people that we expect to be cooperating with us were not. So, although we're still doing our investigations on the AJ case, on the extrajudicial killings committed during that time.
Yes, I'm not reviewing the drug war. This is a Foreign Relations Committee hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
But in this statement, the President clearly means jurisdiction over individuals. It's very, very clear. There's no area for quibbling. And if you say there's jurisdiction over individuals, I don't believe that you are in agreement with your President. As a matter of fact, the ICC does not try countries after all. Okay, on screen is a letter dated 15 December 2023 addressed to Vice President Sara Duterte, where the President says that the jurisdiction of the ICC over the Republic after the effectivity of its withdrawal is very much in question, and I'm certain that all the members will echo my views on the matter. Would you like to comment? Anyone would like to comment on the said letter? Is it correct that if this was in fact a work in progress, as stated by Secretary Remulla, as of 15 December 2023, all the secretaries and undersecretaries already holding such positions at that time also viewed the ICC as having no jurisdiction over the country, as stated by the President himself in the letter?
We did not assist the ICC, ma'am. We continued with the very tenor of the letter. That we did not assist the ICC. We never had contact with them. Well, the investigation that they conducted was through their own methods, and we did not in any way assist them. As said in your letter, we cannot.
It's not my letter, sir. It's the President's.
It's a President's letter. We did not assist them.
I think that's not the question. My question is simply to say that as of that day, all those in the cabinet were in agreement with the President's statement. Is that correct, Secretary Teodoro? As of 15 December.
Ma'am, the President's statement is binding, and I defer to Secretary Remulla that we did not that no government agency, the DND, never cooperated with the ICC as in accordance with the statement.
Okay, and are there any other secretaries who'd like to verify that? We have Director Anyo, Director General Anyo, I believe you are cabinet rank as well, and the NSC sits with the President. Is it correct to say that everyone maintained the same position? For the 100th time, I do not recognize the jurisdiction of the ICC. The Philippine government will not lift a finger to help any investigation that the ICC conducts. So, at the risk of really belaboring the point, may I confirm is the DOJ, at least as of early last year, was of the stance that ICC had no jurisdiction and the Philippines would not lift a finger, in the words of the President.
The ICC never had does not have jurisdiction over the Philippines, Your Honor. And we did not lift a finger to help them at all.
So we affirm that we never at any juncture lifted a finger.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are these your words, Secretary?
Yes. Those are my words.
Right. And there is no jurisdiction, and we have an inherent right to determine our own legal framework and address internal matters.
Yes, Your Honor.
So also there is an assertion that our justice system is robust and functional. Your words, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
However, 10 days later, after Secretary Remulla gave the above statement, on 20 February, there seems to be a slight yet significant change in the tone of the President's rhetoric when he said, I am not certain if we have the PowerPoint. Do we have a slide with the President? I don't approve or deny it, but you know the ICC, haven't done anything illegal. We will do something about it. We are an open country. Maybe clarified as to what the President meant, given that there seems to be a determined change in attitude, that in fact we are an open country. And until they being ICC, do something illegal, wala siyang gagawin para hintuin sila. Parang naiba ang usapin.